So, hello and welcome to my next chess video. This time I show you the match between Deep Fritz 14 versus Stockfish 1.0. Yeah, I don't know for what this GA stands, but okay. We have the first move calculated, rook e1. I had let them play the open Spanish, which arises after those moves right around here. Knight f6, castles, and knight takes e4. And this was not planned, that this doesn't work here, but maybe it works now. We will see. Rook e1 is still theory, but okay. Let's see what Stockfish comes up with. He plays the move knight to c5. Stockfish 1.1, first ever Stockfish version. Okay, now e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a3, the Morpheus defense, bishop here, knight f6, castles, knight takes here. This was the position I gave them, and I let them play without book. Now we have the move rook e1 and the move knight c5. Okay, either we can have this captures and rook takes here, for example, where white can either block with the bishop or with this bishop or with the knight, or we could have knight takes also, which is also not that bad. We could also maybe have knight takes here immediately, followed by knight takes here and knight takes there, which would win the queen. So this is not possible. So knight takes e5, probably knight takes e5, rook takes e5, and I don't know, maybe even going back with a knight. Okay, we have bishop takes here instead by Fritz. Fritz takes this knight off immediately, and now probably d takes c5 to open up this bishop. It's diagonal here, and I'd probably take with the knight, then bishop e6 most probably, d4, knight here, challenging this knight, maybe even defending it, and knight takes, bishop takes, f6 maybe, bishop goes all the way back, and bishop here maybe. If this queen check ever comes and this bishop, I don't know, it cannot drop back because it's pinned. So after here, maybe no, the bishop is under threat, so you cannot develop here properly. So probably f6 is a mistake. Probably you should go bishop here immediately, and yeah, takes should be fine for black, this position, no big deal. Here, yeah, we have the move d takes, so what else to play here? D takes, and now knight takes e5, threatening knight takes d6, which would win the queen, so you have to block either with the knight or with the bishop or with the other bishop. So I would prefer bishop here actually. d4, knight here, knight takes, queen takes, and c5, followed by castling maybe, and the position should be interesting. b6 to defend this pawn here, maybe try and go bishop here. Also possible is maybe the move c5. here to stop any bishop movements to d3, and now just develop knight c3. The bishop should come to either c5 or maybe still on this diagonal here, on this a1 h8 diagonal. This could be interesting here. So let's see, they open Spanish. Very interesting. D takes d4. You could also go, instead of knight takes e5, you could also go d4 instead. If knight takes e5, you could go d4, but it's probably, well, d4 could be a little bit better, because you cannot take, it's pinned. Attacking the knight, so if the knight moves to here, then knight takes, and yeah, but then queen takes, knight takes, but then knight takes here, check, discovered check, or even better, knight here, discovered check, winning the rook. So even something like this is possible here in that position. d4, knight takes, bishop takes c6, but I would prefer knight takes, bishop e6, and d4 now, followed by knight here, bishop f4, knight takes d7, queen takes and c4, c5, knight here. Let's follow this a little bit through. Who is faster? h4, 5, h3, a5, going here, going there. Going there is not possible because of the knight, but you can always take this pawn. Yeah, okay, that's true. If you go castles, then you have two problems. This pawn is hanging and also that pawn. So probably knight takes here is not on. So maybe c4 immediately, but then knight takes, rook takes, d6. Maybe c4 here, knight takes, rook takes to keep this pawn, and that bishop is pinned. So f6, yeah, you could do this, but it doesn't really change. I think I would go bishop here, attack the rook. Rook goes probably to, yeah, probably all the way back, or probably to e2. Probably to e2, and now d6 is threatened, so let's say castles, c5, because this d4 doesn't work. I think takes, bishop takes, queen takes, and then this check comes picking up the queen. So c5, bishop here, knight there, probably queen there. Try and double on the d file. Maybe this is not so great. Maybe knight c3 to try and go d5 is better. Queen here, d5, nearly traps the bishop, but the bishop could go there, provoke this, and now you could have this check here, but this just exchanges stuff, and the bishop returns back. Now you could maybe go knight here or double here on the e-file, either knight here, but I don't know what this does exactly. Yeah, well, it prepares maybe d6. So let's say rook here, queen there, rook there, rook there. I just want to try something here. h3, making some luft. And now d6 takes, knight takes, queen takes, queen takes. No, not queen takes immediately, not queen takes immediately, but rather rook takes here, because then the queen is undefended. But okay, black gets some, maybe not even, maybe taking here first, rook here, and then take there, and white is completely winning. So d6, knight takes, probably rook, rook takes, queen takes, but then you have this rook here, which is again winning the queen if you take, and if you don't take, then taking the rook, and you are the exchange up here as white, so you cannot take the knight here. But rook takes e3, rook takes e3 still. Maybe something like this to now threaten to take the knight. But then just that one, and white should have the advantage. You cannot take the bishop because your queen would hang, but there are other options. So let's see. Okay, yeah, this knight c3, queen d7, d5. This seems to be logical here. King h1, d5, c5, solidifying the knight. If you play b6 to maybe try and prevent c5, then just b5, but then you can maybe go here, takes, and yeah, the problem is queen here will come, rook here, rook there. Oh, we have a different move here, calculated by Deep Fritz. A very interesting one, therefore. But this line is also interesting with d4. But we have the move queen h4. Threatening knight takes f7. And if this takes, rook takes, pawn takes, queen takes here, or if you take there, then this bishop will hang immediately. Okay, that's interesting. G6 doesn't work. Yeah, but what if you go just here, then knight takes f7. No, knight takes f7 doesn't work right now. Now the queen is here. Maybe d4. Knight here. I don't know. I'll be back in a second. So let's see what we got here. We got the move G6 6 by Stockfish instead of this. I thought g6 doesn't work because of knight takes. g6, queen f3, knight takes. Oh no, the bishop is defended, so you can't take like this. The knight is defending the bishop. But okay. Queen moves back, but where to go with the queen after g6? Probably to f3. Now d4, or all the way back to try and go d4, because now d4 is not possible. I would most probably go there. No, e2 is chosen by Deep Fritz 14. Queen e2. Okay, knight takes here. Yeah, this knight. But okay, b4 is threatened. So if some random move comes, probably this, then b4, knight here, knight takes g6. No, not knight takes g6. Knight takes f7. Here forking. Now king takes and queen takes bishop, followed by some rook lift maybe to here, and this is very dangerous. So b4 is the threat, so maybe a4 now instead of bishop g7. a4, 5, prevent b4. Maybe then c3 to try and go d4 or b4, and you cannot prevent both. So let's say you go here, b4, queen there, still knight takes here, but then bishop takes. So okay, but now you can go bishop here to prevent any castling from black, and knight takes, queen takes, attacking the rook, bishop here attacking the queen, queen moves back, and now queen there, castling queenside, and black maybe get away here. So, or maybe bishop e7 immediately, b4, knight here, knight takes there, you could take with the bishop then. Bishop e7. Okay, probably bishop e7 first is better. Then I will, after bishop e7, I would consider the move c3, try and go b4, but then just castling, it's a little too slow. Here, bishop there, attacking the rook moves. Now knight here, knight takes, queen takes, threatening mate, but then bishop f6 comes, so probably pawn takes is better here. Now queen here, trying to double, and knight there, overprotecting the c5 strong point, maybe trying to go rook here, rook there, rook here, queen to there, and shouldn't be that bad for black. Okay, we have the move knight c3 instead of c3. This is probably better because yeah, and now castles. b4 kicking the knight, and then d4, then this b4 pawn hangs, but b4 and bishop there, bishop b2, bishop takes, and then you are on this diagonal. I don't know how healthy this is. Let's try something. Bishop here, here, there, takes. No, it doesn't work quite because there's a knight in the way. Otherwise, you would have. No, you wouldn't. Okay, you just lose a pawn in this variation. Okay, what to do here? Maybe e3. Try and go bishop there. So let's say bishop here, bishop there, takes. Now just rook here, try and go d4, kicking the knight, so maybe rook there, d4, here takes, queen takes, bishop takes, the queen just moves, so it's not a big deal. Queen here check, can either play f6 or just move the king. Yeah, but then the knight comes in, so this is not so easy, everything. So probably you should take this with the bishop. Queen here, knight to there, followed by queen to here. Could be a threat. Don't know, but you can just go bishop here, and if knight there, then you just snap it off. So it's not that easy. I think still the position is around equal. Let's see. 039 and 019, so it should be around equal. We have to move castles. b4 is what Fritz thinks is now a good move. Instead of d6, let's say b4, knight here, a3 to protect the pawn, knight takes, queen takes, bishop, no, not bishop there, bishop there, queen here, keep an eye on the knight, rook there, bishop there, and maybe some bishop move even, but then no, this doesn't work because you just won a whole piece there. I thought you have a discovered attack, but you don't. And yeah, what to play here? Maybe queen there. Now you threaten discovered attacks, but you can just move the queen somewhere, but I actually don't know where. Let's see, we have to move b4, knight d7, and knight takes f7. What? Stockfish both are thinking knight takes f7 is a good move after this kind of stuff. So not d3, but rather b4. Queen here, knight takes f7. What about bishop takes? Yeah, then you can take the bishop right here. Okay, knight takes f7 is a strong move. I missed that. It doesn't matter with what you take, one of these pieces will hang. So that's a good kind of tactic. Probably you should take here, go into this kind of end game where you are down a pawn, but this is probably better for white. b4, knight e7, knight takes, rook takes, queen takes. Let's see, we have to move knight d7. So probably knight takes f7 now. Rook takes f7, queen takes here. Let's think about it. Probably bishop there. Try and pin this knight. Okay, let's go bishop here. No. Rook takes, and just bishop takes b4. Interesting. Bishop here. Yeah, it looks quite. It still looks quite drawish. Say queen there. Try and exchange queens, and if you exchange queens, then this position should be even Steven. So nothing to worry for both sides. This knight takes f7 it looks good, but it looks nice, but after rook takes f7 and bishop takes b4, there is really nothing, I think, for white. Bishop here to avoid doubled pawns, and queen to f6, and there is nothing, I think. You don't... well, you could maybe try and go queen back, defend this pawn, try and go knight here, but well, you don't really have some discovered attack. Let's say you go there to pressurize here on f2. Queen here, the knight here doesn't work because the bishop would hang. You kind of have to do this. And now black is maybe even better in that position. Bishop takes b4 and rook a b1 is what the doctor orders. Rook a b1. Oh, okay, if you move the bishop then the b7 pawn hangs. But you can take the knight, inflict structural damage, and then play something like b5 or rook b8. Let's see, do you want to commit to b5? No, if you commit to b5 then this pawn will hang. So rook b8 might be strong. And then bishop here, going on that diagonal, or still bishop there followed by c4, and then I don't know. Bishop here just looks faster, and white should have some advantage, but not much. Let's see both evaluations. Rook b1 and queen h4 is what Fritz thinks, and this should equalize. So let's go with the other line. Queen h4. Bishop takes rook b1 and queen h4. Okay, this defends the bishop. What about g3 now? Could go there or there. No, you cannot go there. Queen is covering this square. This you can go there, which you probably should, because if you go there then h3 comes and then you have to go there. Maybe you want to provoke all of this, but then rook here, doesn't this just win a piece? Or even immediately rook there. Oh, then you can get this one. So g3 first, followed by yeah, rook here is coming, so probably to there, because of the rook here. No, this is also covered. You cannot go there anyway because of the queen, so you kind of only have one square to go to where you defend the bishop, and this is that one here. But what do you do after this? Yeah, then this pawn again hangs. So okay, you kind of play queen h4 to here and always pressurize this f7 pawn, because after that one you have queen takes f7 and queen here mate, so this could be strong. You can also go after rook b1, queen f8, which pressurizes this pawn and also defends the bishop right here. But I like queen h5, h4 better, followed by g3 and queen d4. This maneuver is something okay, but we don't have this. We have the other line. Bishop takes b4, rook b1, and bishop takes c3, pawn takes c3, and now Stockfish is calculating queen f8. So pawn for pawn, but I probably would do this. Pawn for pawn. No, this pawn is pinned still. But then you have this knight here forking rook and queen, so this is interesting. Yeah, so you cannot take on b7. But you could go... And you cannot go bishop here. Okay, the queen is covering this important... well, I don't know if it is important, but this square is covered. So let's say c3. Knight here. No, queen there. It's gonna be eaten anyway. Queen here. But then this pawn hangs. So... after this you kind of have to go back either to here or to there. Let's say you go there. Looks more stable. What to do with black here? Bishop here is coming, probably with something like queen there. Having a battery here on this diagonal, maybe threaten on a1. Okay. We don't have c4. We have queen f8 and rook there to defend this pawn. Now knight c5 still, but now the queen is able to move anywhere it wants to. Let's say it moves there. Try and go bishop here maybe. Rook here. Bishop there, attacking the queen. And if the queen moves, then the rook hangs. So... well, very interesting, very tactical also. If you take the rook, then you take the queen. And if you take there, then queen here will maybe come rook there. And now you have to give up the two rooks for the queen, because otherwise you'll be mated. And you have, I don't know if this is winning for white, but it's at least... okay, two connected pawns versus the exchange, but this double pawns, I don't know. If someone is better than black, I think. So, okay. But you take the queen, taking there. Probably not here, probably you just take the knight. And after this, then it's probably, yeah, it's just easily winning. Okay. So after this, you cannot defend the rook anymore. You have to move the queen to d6, and then rook takes here. So you cannot go there. Okay, we don't have this. Rook e2, we have rook to there, defending the pawn with the rook, not with the knight. Okay, the passive, more passive move. And now let's see both evaluations right around now. Yeah, it shouldn't be that big of a deal right now, but it should be slightly better for white. This position, rook a b8. Now let's see, h3. I will go f3 though. I wouldn't go h3. Maybe the queen wants to be on that square. Very interesting here, this open Spanish. Open roue, rook b8, bishop e3. Also possible. I would prefer bishop e3. Knight f6 and bishop to c5, maybe. But then c4, 5 comes attacking the bishop. Yeah, but then bishop takes, because the rook cannot take, it's pinned. So you always have to see those kind of stuff. Knight c5. Okay, we have h3 instead. Rook b8, h3, and knight c5 is calculated, attacking the queen. Queen here, maybe. Okay, now the rook is conveniently defending this one. But you can now exchange rooks and... Well, I don't know if you can. Bishop here still comes. And if you take, then the rook will hang. So... Pooh. Okay, you cannot challenge the e file right now. And maybe this bishop will also like to join here, pin the knight. Queen here. You can maybe challenge that way. If bishop there, then you just go here. But then this one comes, takes, attacking the queen. Queen might move to here. And now you attack the knight maybe. Something like this. Attacking the knight. c3. Okay, we don't have any of that. We had the move h3 and now not knight c5 but queen d6, trying to exchange queens. Let's see, bishop h6 now, calculated by Fritz. Queen takes, rook takes, knight here attacking the rook. Let's say rook goes there, attacking the knight. b6. And yeah, I think it should end up in a draw. That position rook here. Oh, well, threatening something on that spot right here. Kind of have to go back with the knight. Takes, knight here. Then you can go after that pawn, h3. I don't know, this endgame. Black is completely tied up. Here cannot do anything. So maybe this endgame isn't that bad. Bishop h3, queen takes e6, rook takes e6, knight c5, knight b6. Knight b6 also an option, but this looks now better for white. Let's see what both evaluations. Yeah, better for white, but not much better. This is probably much better, but black has better moves, I think. Black has better moves. So let's go with knight to b6. Rook here. If a random move comes, then this would most probably lead to checkmate. You have to go rook there, because if you take the rook, then it's bad news. This is mate, so you have to give up the exchange, or a whole rook. Actually, you have to give up a whole rook. Queen, king here. Now you have to take this. Take, you have to go out of this discovery, but then rook here, and you're just up a whole rook, or rook here even. It's better. Not allow any knight here. So let's say knight b6. Knight b6. Rook be1 is automatic. And what now? Rook be1. Rook be1, rook fd7. What? Rook fd7, rook be1. is now from deep Fritz, and rook f7 d7. What's that? Check. Oh, it vacates the square for the king. Okay, I now understand. And this leads to nothing. Okay, this is probably the best what white can do. So king there, rook there. Maybe you win a pawn right here, but there is this rook check. Okay, the bishop is covering this d2 square, but you can go there, attack this pawn, taking here, taking there, taking here, taking there. Oh, this comes with check. Oh, you don't want to go there actually. Let's say you go there, taking there. No, you also don't want to go there. It's hard to defend for black. I think rook b8 is a good move there. Okay, we have the move c4 instead of rook e1. c4. What is if knight takes here? Knight takes c4. Oh, then there is this tactic. Rook takes there. This is a nice tactic because rook takes fails due to that. Now you have to block, and this is mate again. So you have to move the rook somewhere. Let's say you move it to here. Then you can get this one attacking the knight and the pawn. So okay, you cannot take the c4 pawn, and you cannot allow any c5. So maybe c5 right now. And now rook e6 to e5. Rook to e6 to e5. Going after that pawn. Maybe knight here now. But then still this one comes. This is amazing actually. If the knight moves, then rook takes b7 will come. So it's very hard to defend this with white, with black actually. Because always this rook b7 comes. If you take there, then rook takes here, will false mate again. And if you take there, then again your back rank is weak and you force mate that way. No, you don't, because there is this knight here. Okay, so rook takes b7 doesn't work. Rook e5, knight here, rook takes b7 doesn't work. But what to do after rook e5, knight d7, rook e5, e4 is what the doctor ordered. I don't know. Looks quite drawish to me. You can just go b6 or something, and there is nothing going on the queen side, but then you can do this, that, and this 3 pawns are as good as this 2 pawns. And rook here could always come. Now you're threatened to go into a very good endgame. But let's see. Both evaluations. Always when I look, it continues to grow for white. But still it's not winning. But I also see it's slightly better for white here. And they are playing since 44 minutes. So... okay, knight d7. Rook e4, knight b6, g3. Yeah, far. The knight cannot go that far. Knight here and g3. I don't know, is the plan f5 or f4 or something? Don't know. Okay, this rook here doesn't work because of rook d7. g3 looks a little bit slow. I would go a4 if ever this appears. a4 trying to go a5. So I don't know, a random move is... There are no random moves. Knight here, a5, not allow the knight go back. But okay, it's not that clear either. So we have knight d7, rook e4 now. Yeah, black can just sit and wait here, basically. d4, b6, maybe, and after b6, yeah. Okay, there now is never this threat. Knight here could come. So if rook there, and then knight here, attacking the rook, defending the square right there. So this knight is pesky, really. Don't really like that knight. But then you could maybe go there, going after this pawn. But okay, it's defended, and if rook takes, then king takes, and it's nothing happening there. So I'd still guess it will be a draw, but I think this b6, rook e4, b6, I think Fritz somehow screwed this a little bit. No, it thinks it's much better now. Or again, 0-7, rook be1 now. Rook be1, of course. Okay, but then knight to f6. Knight to f6. Rook here. Yeah, exactly this line I just showed you, and I don't see anything for black team. Takes, yeah, there is some pressure on this pawn, but you don't have to take. You can just go a4, but then g4 maybe, trying to nudge the knight away from this square. Yeah, g4 looks strong though, because if this knight ever moves, well, it can move to this square right here to try and go there then. But it doesn't look healthy. Let's say a4, because black cannot do so much. Knight here, rook there, rook takes, and knight here. Okay, you blocked in your own bishop with this kind of stuff. But this rook is very strong going after that pawn here. So yeah, the open Spanish. Very interesting game, I have to say. Rook be1, knight f6, and rook to d7 I would go. Rook e4, e6. Now is what Fritz is calculating in that position. What is rook e6 doing? Rook e6, it doesn't threaten anything, does it? Should just go a3. Rook e6. I don't know, I don't see it. For me there is nothing. Stockfish 1 holding its ground here very well. Very good here. But Fritz is thinking it's better for the white team now. Much better, or not much better, but yeah, better. After rook e6, followed by a5. Yeah, this is my suggestion. Rook e1, e3. Or maybe going after the knight that way. But okay, then you just move the knight, rook takes, king takes, and still there is nothing. So let's say you go there, you go there, you go there. No, you cannot go there. Now the knight is hanging, so you have to go there. Rook takes, rook. King takes, and still I don't see it. For me there is nothing actually, because now the king is defending. So, is there something I miss here? Probably. There is something I miss. Rook f3. Rook e3. Rook f3. Knight here. Yeah, you could go back to e3 with the rook, but then nothing really changes. Okay, we have some different move. After rook e6, we don't have a5. We have the move rook to d1. No. Rook to d1 here. Now a4, a5 is what Fritz thinks. a4, a5, and now g4, king h8, g4, g5. Is g5 a big threat? Yeah, a4, a5. Black can't do so much though. Cannot move the rook out of this file. So this pawn cannot move, that pawn cannot move. So let's go back with the rook. Then g5, knight here, rook check, rook takes, and knight here. But okay, you blocked in your bishop, but I don't know, is this endgame winning for white? Let's see. King there. H5, king there. Block everything, but I actually don't see a win for white here. Maybe h4. Yeah, h4 is the move you need here. Because now the king has to move. So it moves there, and now you can push, and you can come closer with the king. a4, a5, g4 now. This endgame. There's two. Yeah, there you cannot do anything, because if you ever push this, yeah, well, you don't know. Queen, check. Okay, you have to go there. Check, 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 check. I don't know, taking this pawn might, yeah, too, but in the queen endgame, I don't know, it's very hard to say if this is winning for white. Yeah, you can create the postpone there, yeah. So probably even before all that you create this pass pawn. Bishop takes, maybe pawn here immediately. King there, pawn here. Takes. You have to calculate so much in this endgame. But you get this with check then, okay. So, and then the queen stops the pawn, and this is now winning for white. Okay, but we don't have this. This is interesting endgame. We don't have, okay, we don't have this, we don't have that. G4, king h8. What about this now? Knight here, rook check. Knight here, no. First of all, you still have to take this. Why isn't this just winning for white? No, not here. Taking there. Knight here. Takes. Why isn't this just winning for white? Oh, Yeah, g4. Why isn't g4 just winning for white? g4, knight here. Oh, knight there. Okay, I see. This is the reason why it's not winning. So king h8. Probably the endgame is winning for white. King here, rook e3. Rook b8, rook e3. Knight here attacking the bishop, but then rook there. Okay, you kind of have to take. Rook takes. And now black is in a very passive position. And Fritz is thinking that this is winning now. Also Stockfish is thinking that this is winning for the white team. Okay, rook here, rook there. Okay, this king is in the box. This knight, okay, rook there. Giving up this. No, you cannot take there because then the bishop is hanging. So bishop f4 now. Trying to go after this pawn now. h5, trying to break out maybe. But you can just ignore this, go rook takes. Or g takes h5 even. G takes h5. Pawn takes h5 and now rook takes here. And then you could go check. Then the king approaches. Yeah, this is now winning for white, I think. Very nice endgame technique, but oh, bishop takes we have. Going after that pawn, and if rook here pinning, then there is this check, winning the rook. Okay, so yeah, but now the king can maybe come up the board. I wouldn't have allowed that one. But rook here. Okay, you just go after that pawn and pick up all the pawns. Rook here, rook e6, e4. Going after that pawn. Bishop takes, rook takes, bishop takes, rook takes. Still bishop here, pawn there. Pawn there. Rook goes behind the pawn, rook goes there. Rook goes here. Let's see. Okay, we don't have this. Taking there, we have rook here, going after that pawn. Rook takes this one, and now probably rook takes c5, rook takes c5, bishop takes c5. And white is up a pawn in that endgame, and this pawn will also fall, and this pawn will probably win the game. So let's say knight here, knight there, king approaches, king comes up the board. No, you cannot give a check right here. You can no longer give checks. And now just taking here and okay, this is now winning. This is just technique. No, knight here is not possible because you just take the knight. Okay, I'm blind. This is the other only way to save the pawn. Knight here, knight there. Knight here, bishop there, knight here, going after that pawn. Okay, this is smart. Bishop here, knight takes pawn, and bishop there. Now the knight is completely controlled from the bishop. All the squares are covered from the bishop. Here the bishop is covering all these squares here. This is the typical knight-bishop relationship. Yeah, king there. Now the king can just approach and kill the knight, maybe. No, the knight cannot move. Look there, there. Keeping the king out there. I don't know, but black gets this pawn. King there, takes. No, this pawn is defended. So taking there, going there, but this is a draw, right? Take here, take there. Ah, it's not a draw. Oh, but take here, take there, and it's a draw. So, whew. Okay, why did the king go back? King here, king there. We are into that. But yeah, going here, taking there, going 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 there, take this, and queen, and now it's winning. Okay, it's simply winning now. There is no chance anymore. King there and just queen the pawn. Yeah, just queen the pawn deep, Fritz. There is nothing now, and it's a mate in a couple of moves. Mate in 7, both engines announced it right now. Queening, okay. Very interesting game. Let's see when the resignation comes. Yeah, now king b4, and the knight is also trapped. Just king b4 or king there, it doesn't matter where the king goes. Taking the knight. And now just mate the black king. King f7, king there. King d6, or it doesn't really matter. King there, queen there. Okay, mate. Very nice, very nice. Okay, I have a couple of questions, like always, to this game here. So let's see what Deep Fritz tells me about this and what the okay, here you see the line of Fritz. Okay, I gave them this moves here. Knight here, knight takes, also knight takes is possible, but bishop takes, pawn takes, knight takes here, bishop e6, and queen h4, which is apparently a good move, but not really played before. Here, queen h5, yeah, it's given by Komodo, Stockfish 8 and Stockfish 9, so queen h5 is normally in this position. d4 is played. Let's see how often queen h5 has been played in that position. The live book. Queen h5 was played 2 times with the continuation bishop e7, but in this game we had g6 and queen f3 was the other line, bishop e7, d4, d4, queen takes d4, and knight takes here, taking the queen. What? Queen f6 was played in that game. If takes. Oh, if takes, then queen takes, winning the rook there. Okay, so if takes, there is this queen takes, winning the rook here, and probably the other rook as well. So this doesn't work. So okay, this with queen f3 it's also possible, but in this game we had the move g6 followed by queen e2. And now the move bishop e7, of course, because knight takes f7 was the threat. So queen bishop e7, knight c3, castles, b4, which is very interesting. Knight takes f7, takes here, rook there, takes, and queen here, rook e2, rook there, h3. Now this secures a better endgame, but I have a question right around... Oh wait, where was my question? Yeah, if here instead of this king h8, if this one, new variation, then g5, knight d7, only move, rook e8, rook takes e8, rook takes e8, knight f8, and now king g2. Oh, first bring the king, rook f5, you have to keep defending the knight. Rook here, you can't do anything as black, and white can just improve the position. Can at some point go into the endgame whenever he wants to, so this should be better for white. Let's follow this through a little bit. Rook f7, rook here, rook there, h5. Why not take this pawn? Taking it, I would have taken it. Rook takes f8, rook takes f8, bishop takes, king takes, and now this. I'm more interested in this kind of, okay, here, so that this doesn't come with check. And now b5, of course. We analyzed this. Takes. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, this square is covered by the queen, so you have to go there. Queen here, check. And this is a mate in 12. Okay, check. Check. Yeah, and now it's easily winning here. Very interesting, very hard to win. So Stockfish 1, even Stockfish 1 is very hard to beat. But this line here just shows that it's hard to win this. But if you take this, then yeah, this 2 pawns here, the queen. Very interesting kind of endgame. So, but we don't have this. This is what I wanted to ask Deep Fritz. What had he in mind here? King g2. Yeah, there is still nothing to do here. And yeah, this endgame is now bishop here, king there. Why not king here? This is the second question I had. f4. Yeah, this is, I think I looked at this. King takes f5. Yeah, don't let the king out of the box. Only now. No, wait. If you go there. Oh, then you have this queen here mate. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so then it's lost. Okay, and now, yeah, this is now completely busted, of course. Knight is in prison, and here. Why king d6? Oh, it doesn't really matter where the king goes. Okay, because the bishop is covering h7, and if the king goes in the corner, then queen h7 is made, so it doesn't matter. Okay, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Ciao.